with Valentine's Day just around the corner, if you've got a lady or lady friend, wife, fiance, life mate, whatever, that is into whiskey, I think we may have a bottle that may help you keep her heart. Get it? Roll the intro. Hey guys, welcome back to T-Rod Whiskey. I am your host, T-Rod. Thanks for visiting the channel one more time. It would not be possible without people like you. If I could, before we go any further, just ask you to hit that like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Hit that little bell notification at the bottom so you can get a notification every time I drop new content. We've been doing a lot of cool things so far. 2025 has been off to a roaring start, and we got some big plans coming in the next couple months here. But one bottle just recently got sent to us in time for Valentine's Day, and I thought maybe it would be one that you guys would like to hear a little bit about. And that is something kind of new and unique to the market, or new-ish rather, but that is the Keeper's Heart. And this is a blend of Irish and bourbon whiskey. Specifically, this is their 118 proof cask strength offering. So this bottle comes from the O'Shaughnessy Distillery, and it is a blend of 41% Irish whiskey and 59% bourbon. Now, both types of Irish whiskey that are in this blend, as well as the bourbon, are all 4 years old. So it doesn't carry an age statement, but it is a 4-year-old whiskey blend. There is also a non-cask strength offering that comes in at 92 proof. It is not available here, although I did find one at a duty-free about a week ago. I do have that one here if we decide to get to a comparison of that one as well, but it's not sold here in Michigan, unfortunately. So Keeper's Heart is kind of doing a really unique thing, and not only are they blending their whiskeys, but they're doing something that is no small task. They are trying to bring bourbon and Irish whiskey drinkers together. And that might sound a little bit easier than it actually is, because I feel like both camps are very, very devout in their belief of what whiskey is supposed to be. Bourbon drinkers, typically, they don't like Irish. They don't think Irish is very good because it's a more delicate, more nuanced style. The people that I know that are super passionate about their Irish whiskey think that bourbon tastes like nothing but corn and caramel, and that's it. And there's no skill to it. It's just proof in your face, which I think we all know is not true, but that's neither here nor there. What we're going to do is we're going to have a little fresh crack of this bad lad and see what it's about, see what we think, and maybe if this is in your area, you can pick it up. So we've got our glass here. I do love the bottle presentation on this. There's nothing on the shelf that's quite like this. You know, you got the cylindrical bottle, the nice little bubble neck. The black and gold foil really plays well. It stands out on the shelf. All right, already having some troubles here. It's more of me issue than anything else. All right, got the cool little embossed cork. I don't know if you guys can see that, but presentation value, this one gets top marks. I like it. It's different from a lot of other things we've seen on the shelf. Boom goes the dynamite. And there we go. All right, so this is a little bit lighter in color, probably largely because of that Irish whiskey that's in the blend. Only 4 years old. A 4-year-old bourbon is not going to be terribly dark either, but we've got a light, it's not quite a straw color, it's darker than that. Like a slightly burnt orange. It's not, a little darker than the honey, but it seems viscous enough in the glass. Ooh. Okay, so the nose right away has got a couple of really cool things going on. I smell frosted lemon cake. Not necessarily like the good kind, like the, I don't know if you guys ever had the Hostess brand, like the lemon cake loaf that had like the little strip of icing across the top of it. That's what's jumping out here. And then a little bit of caramel. There's a nut in here somewhere. I don't know what kind it is, but it's not like an almond, it's not a peanut, I don't know. So it's just vaguely nutty. But I mean, honestly, there's no ethanol coming off of this for me. Like the youthiness is not shining through immediately on the nose, which is really good. We always like that because it's just one other obstacle that I don't have to try and get around. It's going for a taste, huh? Cheers. Okay. This is different. You know what? Before I give you guys any kind of commentary, it was my first sip of the day. I'm liking it, but I want to get in here one more time because there's a lot going on. There's going to be a lot to kind of unpack here, I think. You can see it's running down the glass pretty good. So the viscosity is there. This is definitely a higher proof whiskey. Okay, so the first thing that I notice, it's not the first thing I taste, but the first thing that I notice is the grain forwardness of the Irish comes through, but it's not stealing the show so much that it's like obtrusive. You do get that slightly grainy note. There's like a light fruitiness that kind of comes through, like a, I don't know if that's like a plantain-y kind of note, but then there's also like this, I don't know what I don't know if they were called milkfuls or something. When I was a kid, we used to get these little caramel candies that had like a little nugget of like a cream in the center of it. That's kind of what I'm getting off of this. A little bit of oak, a little bit of vanilla, but it's largely citrus rind, not straight lemon or straight orange, but citrus rind with some caramel notes, a little bit of proofiness there, a little bit of oak. You know, it's definitely not a super young whiskey, but it's also not ultra complex. Going for one more here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that bit of grain forwardness from the Irish, I definitely notice that, but I think this is well balanced. I think this is a really good representation of what it is that they're trying to do here. 41% Irish, 59% bourbon. I can't recall right off the top of my head. I know it's two different types of Irish whiskey. I want to say one is a 4-year-old single grain, and the other one is a 4-year-old single pot still, but I'm not certain. So I don't want to, swear by that or anything. However, this is really good. This is really well crafted. This is a really unique idea. To my knowledge, I don't think there's anybody else on the market that's doing something quite like this. It's not like somebody took a 4-year-old bourbon, slapped it in an Irish whiskey cask, or vice versa. Irish whiskey that is aged in a bourbon cask. They are literally trying to bring two different worlds together. I think it's a great idea. There is also an Irish and American whiskey that I have not tried yet. The next time I'm at the duty free, if they have it, I'm definitely gonna make a point to grab it up now because this is pretty good. It's not gonna light my world on fire. It's not like earth shattering, but it's good. It's unique. It's got a really really cool packaging here. I love their logo. You got the heart shaped keys crossing on the front. You can tell that this is a little bit of an oddity. It's a 700 mil. It is not a 750, which is kind of the standard here in America. So if I had to assign this a score, for me personally, my palate, I'm going to give this like a 6.4. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I think it gives you a good look at what Irish whiskey and bourbon whiskey are kind of both about at once, but it doesn't do either thing super well. It's that probably came out wrong, but it's not supposed to be, right? This is supposed to be let's say a mixture, an amalgamation of two different styles, two different disciplines of distilling and blending, and they're bringing it together in something that's actually pretty good. 6.4 seems a little bit low. I'd say maybe a 6.8 because it's not an unenjoyable experience. I would actually reach for this, on a Tuesday night if I'm sitting down watching the Bourbon Junkies or maybe there's a hockey game on or something. I might actually reach for this because It's enjoyable. It's got enough complexity to keep it interesting. Yeah, and the price point, I didn't mention the price point either. This is a $50 bottle, so you're getting a high proof Irish, high proof bourbon blend for $50 at 118 proof. That is really, really impressive, and actually, that only helps its case. For anybody out there who is a big fan of Keeper's Heart and they want to know which one I'm tasting, this is batch CS23001. So I'm assuming cask strength batch number 23, or from 2023, batch 1. I don't know exactly what their batching looks like. It is produced by O'Shaughnessy Distilling Company, Minneapolis, Minnesota. This might be... No, it is not the first Minnesota whiskey we've had on this channel, but it might be the second. I don't know of a lot of people that are making whiskey in Minnesota, and I credit them for doing so. But yeah, let's call it a 6.8. I don't like to typically go back and change my scores, but I think 6.4 is a little low. 6.8 is pretty good for this. I like it. I'd be interested to see what future batches taste like and what else is going to come out of here. I'd be interested to see if there's like a Scotch and bourbon mashup, something peated maybe. I don't know. Peat doesn't tend to play well with anything else. So, well, that's what I have, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all your viewership. I appreciate the subscribers. We are striving to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. At the time of this video, it is Super Bowl Sunday. Hoping that the Eagles beat the Chiefs. Ideally, if both teams could lose, that would be an optimum outcome. But here we are. So I will see you guys next time. Cheers.